is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my Spreadshirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with another video. We're going to talk about Jrue Holiday, Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Alvin Gentry, a guy that I have met and have talked to at Summer League and enjoyed his company and glad that he's still in the league doing his thing. They lose one of the top 10 players in the NBA and Anthony Davis, but they was able to take some back and get back right at it. And this is a team that a lot of people want to see. A lot of people want to see Zion. He's a show, and he really can play, and they feel like he can be a one in a generation player, just like we seen with Anthony Davis, who led them to the playoffs and out of the first round in a dominant fashion against Portland. But we also see Zion has some things that we have never seen before. And even though I'm not the biggest Zion person, I think that it's going to be a fun season. He's a guy that's going to put on some amazing shows for this team, and that's why they're one of the teams that got the most views, the most shows coming up for the NBA regular season. A lot of people want to see Zion. He's an iconic figure without even playing one game in the NBA when it comes to fame. And he's a guy that has a shoe deal with Jordan, and he can play. So when you're the number one pick, it comes with a lot of hype. I do have that NBA breakdown of Zion coming up. It's just not going to happen until later this season because I want to give him a fair chance. But some of these players, we do know what they can do. And David Griffin said this is Jrue Holiday team. As you all know, when Jrue Holiday got his extension, I told you he would live up to it, that it wasn't an overpay. This is a guy that just came off of 21-7-5, one of the best seasons as a guard. He would have been even better if he was in the East, but since he was in the West, it was a lot harder for him to get that acclaim and that attention because nobody really watched Pelican games. I even was having fun with him when he played last year against Portland, saying that he would be dominant and he would see his two-way prowess. And he did it, and they got out of the first round in a dominant sweep. So Jrue Holiday is not a player that a lot of people hate or love. He's a guy that's a little underrated. A lot of people I know don't bring him up or talk about him. But when you know he's on the court or you know you're going against the Pelicans, you know Jrue Holiday is one of their best players. That's respect that we all give him. This is a guy that plays hard. This is a guy that has great handles. He can play in the pick and roll, make the pass to a shooter, make the pass to the corner, make a lob. That's going to be beautiful with Jackson Hayes and Zion because they command so much attention because they roll so hard and so fast that the slightest mistakes is an easy 2 points. And I also think Jrue Holiday needs a young team so he can play his best basketball. Is getting up and down, getting to the seams of the defense, getting some layups, making the right cuts. And I think that all goes with play style. And that's what Alvin Gentry want to do with this team. I think he's going to allow them just to get out and have fun every possession. You got Lonzo, you got Ingram, you got Zion, you got some guys like Jackson Hayes, that really want to get out and have fun and get easy opportunities. You even got J.J. Redick, a guy that can get out, knock down some corner threes, some spot-up threes, come off some screens, keep the defense honest and moving and paying attention. Etuan Moore had one of his best seasons showing that he can be more than just a three-point shooter, show some playmaking ability, show some growth as a player, and I like that he just didn't settle. Josh Hart is a guy that a lot of people love and feel like can really play. He's going to have a chance to get some minutes and be able to show his ball handling and shot creation ability, but we also can see him in some easy opportunities in transition and threes. You also got Derek Favors. This is a guy that really wants to prove that he can be a starter in this league. He's another guy that doesn't demand the ball, doesn't need the ball, but can do certain things when he has the ball. Plus, he showed that he can be a solid rim protector and rebounder. You have Lonzo Ball, a guy that a lot of people are high on, gets out in transition, makes the right play, always seeing his teammates, always knowing where they're going to be. I think training camp is going to be fun for him, not only because he get to compete against Drew Holiday and some other guards on his team like Alexander, but he also gets to learn. He also is a solid defender. He has a lot of injuries that's been really holding him back in his shot. I think that Lonzo has always been a confident guy. He just hasn't been able to develop the shot consistency just yet. But a lot of people forget that Lonzo is only 21. Y'all make it seem like Lonzo is a 25, 26-year-old that didn't live up to the hype. The guy hasn't even been in the league that long, and he's been injured a lot throughout his career, so he's not even playing and getting a chance to really develop because he's rehabbing from injury. So just give the man a chance. Give him a healthy season. Give him a team that's somewhat decent, and let's see what he can really do. And I think that this could be a great opportunity for him to have fun, but also get his skill set matched. I feel like a lot of coaches didn't play the way Lonzo wanted to play, and I think that's very important when you're trying to make him a cornerstone. He's supposed to be a part of your identity. He's supposed to be one of your nucleuses and one of your pieces that you trust and want to grow with. And I think you got to give him some time. Like, he never played with this Pelican team, and he already got a lot of expectations. It do come with being a number 2 pick, but also we still got to give this man some time to develop. Nobody thought that Lonzo Ball was going to come out and be an all-star. Nobody thought that Lonzo Ball would be a superstar as a rookie. So it seemed like the expectations was a little unrealistic. It do come with a number 2 pick. It do come with being a Laker. But come on, let's get a guy a break. You got Nickeil Alexander really showed out in Summer League. One of those combo guards that has the size to play the 1 or the 2. He does have 204 pounds on that body. I like that. That's more NBA prepared. But if he's going to play that shooting guard position, he's going to have to add more muscle, not weight, more muscle. And I think that's going to be important for him, is filling out the rest of that body, getting a more consistent jump shot, and just getting playing time. This is a team that has Frank Jackson, has Drew Holiday, has a lot of guards on this team that's going to be eating up a lot of minutes, and he has to go out there and separate himself. So I think the training camp for the Pelicans is going to be fun, seeing all these players that's young and really want to show that they improved and really want to show that they developed, and they really want to go out there and prove a lot of the haters and doubters wrong. They have a roster full of that. But also we got to see how the minutes and how the lineups are going to be. This is a team that everybody I know don't really know how they're going to face. They have talent. They can make a playoff run for the 7th or 8th seed. We just have to see how they gel, how they mesh, how the offense going to look, how the lineups is going to be. This team is nothing but a big mystery. We all love Zion, but he's only 19, and he's not really known as a shooter. And a lot of these players on this team don't really shoot the 3 ball that well and give him the floor spacing for him to be able to get those lanes to the paint and be able to bully his opponents in the paint. But I feel like Zion will figure it out eventually. But I like a lot of this roster. I feel like they have done a fantastic job after losing one of the best players in the world, filling out this roster, having guys that's reliable, having actual NBA players, having guys that has size and can play multiple positions, guys that can play off the ball as well as create. I like that they don't really depend too much on the bigs, but the bigs they have are ones that can really make an impact. Whether it's Jalil, he showed that he can play still at the NBA level. And Jackson, he showed that he was a far away when he got drafted, but he shows that he's hungry for knowledge and he wants to go out there and play, and he wants to go out there and prove that he is worthy of the pick that he was at. So this roster is very beautiful. This is a roster that you really want to have if you David Griffin, and I think this is a roster that you want to have if you're Drew Holiday. If I can't go to another team and start and be a consistent piece, New Orleans want me. They make me feel like I'm special. They make it feel like I'm a priority. They make me feel like they need me, and they really deserve Drew Holiday to really live throughout the rest of this contract, because he hasn't said he wanted to leave. He hasn't, been angry. He has been a professional. He has went out there and did what they have needed him to do in big games and playoff series for them to be successful. And I think that he's going to approach this season just like he has approached every other season. And that's the mindset of why I feel like he's one of the best players in the world. And I think he's going to continue to show that this year. Some people don't know if Lonzo going to start because they do have J.J. Redick and they do have Jrue Holiday. Some people want Jrue Holiday to play the 2. Some people want Lonzo to go out there and play 1 and play Jrue Holiday at the 2. I don't think it really matters. These guys know how to play basketball. They know what they can and they can't do, and they know what type of system that's going to be implemented. We don't know what they're going to run. We don't know anything, but they should know what's going to happen already. And it's just about developing that chemistry, being all on the same page, and trying to be a decent defensive team. I feel like they have the wings, they have the athleticism to be a great defensive team, and they have some of the pieces that have shown upside as defenders. And I think that that's going to be important, having the size at multiple positions, but also being able to get in passing lanes to get out in transition and get easy opportunities. But not only that you can throw a lot of different lineups out here that can match up against damn near any team in the league. And I also think that's important. You want that versatility, and you want to be able to always keep your other coaches, your opponent coach, guessing of what they can do and trying to figure out how to stop you. And that means you're in the power seat. So I think that the Pelicans are in a good situation. Having too much talent is never a terrible thing, especially when they're young prospects that has value and they are actual assets. If it don't work out, a lot of teams will love to have a lot of players on this roster. If it do work out, then you have a lot of players that either are going to have to learn how to play together or they do know how to play together, and you just pay them accordingly. And they do have a bright future, not just because of the draft picks, but because of the talent they already have on this roster. Most of them are all under 26. And that's another upside. If they can continue to grow and develop, you have a beautiful future, and you have a franchise cornerstone in Zion Williamson, who's on a rookie contract, just like a lot of other guys on this roster. And the guys that's contracts are coming up, like Ingram and Ball and them, they have a lot to prove, and they're going to want the big money, but they're going to have to play just like they deserve that contract. So some people get overpaid, some people don't. These guys have came off injuries. These guys haven't lived up to expectations. And even if they don't get their contract this year, they have a whole season to really show their worth and really make, their own destiny in their hand. So to me, I'm liking this team. I'm liking how they built. I'm liking the young prospects. I'm liking their future, even if they don't make the playoffs, which I don't have them making. I think that if this team did make the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised, if I had to be honest. But I just don't know how they're going to really score enough points in the half court without having guys that can really shoot consistently outside of Jrue Holiday being able to attack and get his shot and create for others. I don't really see them getting easy opportunities in the half court, and it's tough when you're playing in the Western Conference where mostly all the teams are competitive and good, and those are the teams you got to compete against as a young team that never played together, don't really know much about each other outside the highlights and just knowing each other off the court. But other than that, they got to figure out a whole lot of things with this team. Is 82 games really enough to figure that out? And we don't even know what's going to happen because a lot of these guys have been injury prone, as I have said. So that can make the chemistry even worse, and that can give them more reasons to lose games. This team did win 33 games, and they had Jrue Holiday and Anthony Davis. And that's not a lot. That's not even close to making it to the playoffs last year. So this year they have a younger roster, a more not prepared roster, but they have a lot of things they got to iron out before they become a legitimate team in the West. They have talent, but that's one part of the equation. You got to figure out how to use them, how to put them in spots, how to get the best out of them. And at the end of the day, the guys still got to defend. They still got to play and trust with each other. They also got to knock down shots. And I just don't see them knocking down enough to warrant a playoff spot in the Western Conference. Now, if you was talking about the East, I had them in there. But since they got to go through against young and established teams, plus teams that really want to make it to the playoff just like them, it's going to be a bloodbath like we all know. And I think the Pelicans going to fall short, but they are going to be a team that you want to watch, and a lot of people are going to be talking about because they have so many young players that we really want to see what they're made of, or we guessing that they can't, or you got a lot of people that's doubting and hating on them, which gives you reasons to watch to see if they're going to fail, and it gives you reasons to watch if they prevail. So to me, it should be a very interesting season for this Pelicans team, and that's what you really want out of this team, as they have a lot of unproven players at this point. And I feel like that's going to be the reason why they're not going to prove enough in the regular seasons to make the playoffs. Let me know what you guys think, as always, in the comment section below. I read every comment. I'm gone. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies. I break down players. I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.